All right, guys. So, first, I guess I'll explain a little bit of background of why I'm covering this. Many people in the United States and the West in general who happen to be majority Christian don't give a shit about Gaza and the attempted genocide of Palestinians in general. So, we're going to cover it from a different angle. And let's see where your actual loyalties lie. Let's see, well, whether you actually give a shit about your proposed brothers and sisters in religion. Let's find out. Settlers attack West Bank's last Christian town as soldiers kill 3 in nearby village. The Palestinian Christian town of Taibbe, east of Ramallah and encircled by Israeli settlements, has come under a wave of settler attacks in recent weeks, prompting warnings from clergy, residents, and rights groups about a mounting campaign to displace the town's population and seize surrounding farmland. On June 26, dozens of Israeli settlers set fires at the eastern entrance of Taibbe, while simultaneously launching a deadly rampage in the neighboring village of Kafr Malik. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry, 3 Palestinians were killed and 7 others wounded in Kafr Malik. Several homes and vehicles were also torched. No injuries were reported in Taibbe. The Israeli military said its troops responded to, quote, mutual rock hurling between settlers and Palestinians and later opened fire on, quote, terrorists who allegedly shot at the soldiers. Quote, hits were identified and it has emerged there are several injured and dead, the IDF statement said. Rights group Yesh Din reported that more than 100 settlers participated in the Kafr Malik assault, which unfolded in the presence of Israeli forces. Video footage circulating online showed flames consuming homes and vehicles. This is from Middle East Eye. 3 Palestinian youths have died from critical injuries sustained during a violent settler attack on the village of Kafr Malik, east of Ramallah, the Palestinian Ministry of Health announced on Tuesday evening. According to the ministry, the victims succumbed to their wounds.
نزلنا شوي نزلنا
So, as I've covered recently, and it was a shock to me at least, although there's a lot of information that I'm not privy to, this isn't just the government of Israel. The citizens, or at least a huge majority of the citizens, are just as evil. These are Israeli settlers that are perpetuating these terrorist attacks. Yet Israel, or the soldiers of Israel, are standing by and actually assisting while Israeli settlers are committing all these terrorist acts, but they're calling the Palestinians terrorists when there's no evidence for that. There's plenty of evidence that the fucking Israeli settlers are committing fucking acts. In fact, we just saw it on video. Like, you can't deny that. PM of Palestine. Organized Israeli settler militias launched a terrorist assault on the village of Kafr Malik, setting fire to homes and vehicles and indiscriminately opening fire on residents. It resulted in the killing of 3 Palestinian civilians inside their homes and the injury of many others. So, oh, sorry, you weren't able to see these videos. It took me to X to watch them. But anyway, you probably weren't able to hear it either because it happened in a different tab. Yeah, fucked up. And it appears that while, of course, Israel's lying and bullshitting about what's actually going on, all the evidence points that while they simultaneously claim that Palestinians are the actual terrorists, little to no evidence to go on, at least for these particular claims, we have actual video evidence from numerous sources, not just one, that show Israeli settlers masked and engaging in terrorism to get rid of Christians. Let's continue this for now. State of Palestine, MFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and expatriates of the State of Palestine strongly condemns the terrorist attacks carried out by Israeli settler militias against unarmed Palestinian civilians. This evening, organized Israeli settler militias launched a terrorist assault on... I'm not going to get into that. Despite the severity of the attack, Haaretz reported that 5 Israeli suspects briefly detained by police were released without charges. Of course they were. Taibbe is considered the last remaining town in the West Bank inhabited entirely by Christians. The village is surrounded by 4 Israeli settlements, Rimonim, Ofra, Kawkab al-Saba, and the evacuated Amona outpost where Palestinians are still barred from entering. This town is no longer safe for its people, said Father Bashar Fawadle, parish priest of the Church of Christ, the Redeemer in Taibbe. We do not live in peace, but in daily fear and siege. Footage from yesterday shows part of the attacks by illegal Israeli settlers carried out on the Christian town of Taibbe near Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. These attacks took place after the attacks on the town of Kafr Malik. More videos. I'm not going to click these because these are embedded, which means they'll just take me to X, and I don't want to have to go through all that shit. But I will link the entire article so you can watch all of these on your own. Plenty of evidence. Fawadle described a worsening crisis marked by settler land seizures, economic strangulation, and harassment. According to ACIMENA, settlers recently erected a new illegal outpost atop the ruins of a farmhouse on Taibbe's eastern edge in a critical agricultural zone spanning about 4,200 acres. The area is vital to the town's economy, supporting olive groves, livestock, and seasonal crops. Since last October, more than 10 families have left Taibbe due to fear from ongoing violence and harassment, said Fawadle. These days, settlers are grazing their cows on a hill planted with olive and barley fields right next to people's homes. Nadine Khoury, owner of the Taibbe Brewery and Winery, said settlers have been increasingly grazing livestock on planted fields without consequence. Settlers have been coming to Taibbe property and grazing their sheep and cows on the wheat and barley crops the people of Taibbe have planted. No one is stopping them, he told OSV News. Father Johnny Abu Khalil echoed the warnings in statements made to the Middle East Eye, pointing to a June 21st arson attack targeting a resident's car in the middle of the night. It was an attack by burning a vehicle, but we fear that these attacks will escalate to including the burning of trees, houses, and churches in the village, Abu Khalil said. The settler does not distinguish between a Palestinian Muslim and a Palestinian Christian. Again, these people are so extreme. It's not about the fact that they're Muslims. They see Palestinians as subhuman. Continuing, he also described an incident in April in which a group of settlers harassed French nuns touring Taibbe's mountains, reportedly holding them for hours. Though they initially left the country, he said they returned after local intervention and outreach to the French consulate. Taking a break here. Now we're including French people that aren't even Palestinian. We've had various videos in the past of foreign diplomats coming to Gaza and like having threats, them being threatened and having shots fired in their direction. That should tell you all you need to know about fucking Israel and their intentions. They don't want anyone else involved because it'll make it more difficult for them to hide their fucking ethnic cleansing and attempted genocide. That's what they're fucking doing. Continuing. He also described, I already read that, settler violence in the West Bank has surged in recent years, often with little legal consequence. In October alone, Israeli news outlet Walla documented 36 separate settler attacks, including arson, olive tree destruction, and vandalism. Father Bashar Basil, another priest in Taibbe, described the current environment as barbarism and brutality. In a message to journalists, he wrote, "We will win with hope. We are Palestinian Christians. We resist with our faith." The violence in Taibbe and Kafr Malik comes amid a broader surge in West Bank unrest following the war in Gaza. On June 25th, a Palestinian boy was shot dead by Israeli forces during a raid in the town of Al-Yamoun, west of Jenin. In response, senior Palestinian official Hussein al-Sheikh said on X, "The government of Israel, with its behavior and decisions, is pushing the region to explode." While Israeli officials maintain the actions taken in the West Bank are aimed at countering terrorism, international condemnation of settler activity has intensified. Most of the global community views the approximately 160 Israeli settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem as illegal under international law, a position Israel disputes. Note how they dispute it, but they have absolutely no logical grounds to do so. They just simply say, that's bullshit. Like they don't actually have a case at all. It's why it's against international law. It's why a vast majority of the world agrees that it's illegal. Now, to add on to this, Israeli settlers are engaging in terrorism and fucking trying to burn down the homes, crops, and even fucking attack peaceful, unarmed Palestinians. To top it off, and this is sort of the point that I wanted to get in the beginning, they're targeting Christians. So it's not even about them being Muslim. It's anyone who is not Jewish. If you are not part of their like perceived chosen ones, they want you gone. And they're doing so via very barbarous and fucking insane tactics. Like in any other place in the world, we would look at this and go, we do not stand for that shit. But for some reason, when it comes to Israel, even Christians seem to support them and act like they're your best friends. That is not the case. So let's see. Christians, what do you fucking think about this? So let's see if people just come up with fucking excuses and try to use mental gymnastics to escape the obvious here. I'm pretty sure they will, but yeah, I would be happy to be proven wrong on this one. Anyhow, thank you for your time.